AMP uses computer vision and robotics to turn mixed waste into a real-time data problem, sorting billions of objects a year and hitting recovery rates traditional systems can't touch. They didn't just crack the tech, they cracked the business model behind it. Here are 3 ways they're turning waste into wealth. Number 1, transporting trash is costly. Every item recycled is one less thing you have to haul away.
I've never considered the economics of garbage.
The recycled materials used to be worth more, and the Chinese economy was so hungry for it. The material was being sent all the way to China for it to be sorted again. But the Chinese export market shut down, the value of the materials got compressed. One of the unfortunate realities is today, recycling as an industry is actually in retreat. Recycling rates are going down. What we have been able to do with AI is actually sort directly through the garbage bin, not your recycling bin. And that ends up being a really big deal because now you're getting the same materials, you're having a much higher environmental impact because you're catching all the stuff that doesn't go in the blue bin. So now you don't have to move the garbage as far to a landfill. We're creating more value for the waste companies and the municipalities through transportation savings.
Number 2, stretch the lifespan of every landfill.
When you think about, okay, if you're sorting through the garbage, you have access to all the organic material that's going to become methane in these landfills. The waste industry is massively carbon intensive, primarily because of the landfills. If I take half the material away, the landfill can last twice as long.
It's also probably safer for the environment. There's less material in there that doesn't naturally decay.
Absolutely. The carbon impacts are absolutely massive.
Number 3, make every pound more profitable.
The exciting thing that AI opens up is by bringing the cost of sorting waste down, you really think about it in terms of its utility to these businesses that have the waste streams. That's what makes it scale. We have to charge a certain amount per ton for what we sort. The more efficient we can get, the lower that cost needs to be. So today, places like New York City, their costs of disposal are extreme. But if we can keep bringing down the cost of sorting, if we can make this as cheap as possible for the whole country.
You're not a utility, you're not a social service. You are a business that has to pay for this garbage. And so if you're not making money, it almost doesn't work.
Part of what really motivates the team is the environmental impacts of what we're doing, but that only gets you so far. If you can actually save these entities money, that's how you create a real sustainable change in the business sense. That's what makes it scale.
How big a business is it, ultimately?
Our goal would be to touch every pound of garbage in the world and make a little bit of money on it. And so in that case, it's one of the biggest opportunities in terms of business size, but also environmental impact.
So, massive business opportunity coupled with massive positive ecological impact and improvement in quality of life on several dimensions. That's a really unique business to be in. When you find the ability to do those things, to do good and do well at massive scale, that's where real economic, ecological, and societal impact lives. And that's one way that AMP is really built different.